Welcome to Eureka Math. I'm Mr. Shankel. I'm going to be helping you today with Module 4, Lesson 25. Let's get started. All right, we're going to take this system of linear equations and graph the lines on the coordinate plane. And then we're going to look for the intersection, and we'll see what we find here. So let's graph these. 2y plus x equals 12. Well, I would like this to be in slope-intercept form, so I'm going to change 2y plus x equals 12 into slope-intercept form by subtracting x from both sides. That gives me 2y equals negative x plus 12, and then multiply by the reciprocal of 2, and I'm going to multiply by the reciprocal of 2 on both sides, and I get y is equal to negative 1/2, sorry, that's a positive 1/2. So positive 1/2 times a negative 1 is a negative 1/2 x. And then half of 12 is 6. So y equals negative 1/2 x plus 6. That means this line is going to cross the y-axis at 6. And that's there. And then my slope is down 1, right 2. So there's another point. Okay, so there is our first line. Let's connect those. Okay, looks like that. That's pretty good. And then the second line is, oops, let me get my pen. The second line is y equals 5, 6x minus 2. Well, negative 2 is my y-intercept. And then the slope is up 5, right 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is that point right there. And now I can draw that line. And if I draw that line, then we can see there are the two lines, and we have our intersection point. So the intersection is right there. Okay, name the ordered pair where the graphs of the two linear equations intersect. Well, that is the point 6, 3. 6, 3. That's the intersection point. So let's write that here. That's 6, 3. And then verify that the ordered pair named in part A is a solution to 2y plus x equals 12. Well, I'm going to take that equation and plug in my x and my y values. So 2 times y, well, y is a 3, plus x is a 6, equals 12. And we're just going to see if that's true. 2 times 3, that's 6, plus 6 equals 12. And yes, that's 12 is equal to 12. So yes, it is a solution to the first equation. And then we're going to do the same thing with the second equation. We're going to use this, and we're going to plug in what we know. We know that y is 6, so I've got a 6, is equal to 5/6 times x, and let me back up. Y is not 6, y is a 3. So let's put that in there. Y is a 3 is equal to 5/6 times x, that's a 6, and then minus 2. So we have 3 is equal to, well, 5 times 6 is 30, and 30 divided by 6 is 5. So this is 5 minus 2, and then 3 is equal to whatever 5 minus 2 is, and that's 3. That checks out. So yes, it is a solution to the second equation as well. In fact, it's the only point that it's a solution for both, because it's the only point that's on both lines. It's the intersection. All right, let's check out question number 2. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to graph the 2 points and find out where they intersect again. So I'm going to take x plus y equals negative 2, and I'm going to rewrite this as slope-intercept form. So I'm going to subtract x from both sides. I get y is equal to a negative x minus 2. And now I can graph that. I know that I crossed the y-axis at negative 2, and a negative 1 is my slope. That means down 1, right 1. Down 1, right 1 is this point here. Okay, so there is my line. And I can connect, whoa, hold on, let me try that again. I can connect those two. There we go. And so that's my line. It looks like that right there. And then for my second line, I see y equals 4x plus 3. Well, that means that I crossed the y-axis at 3, and the slope is up 4, right 1. Up 4, right 1, and I get a point there. Okay, and then I can draw that line, and let's see where they cross. Okay, it looks like that, and then it looks like they cross right there. That's the point -1, -1. Left 1, down 1. That's the intersection. And then I'm just going to check both equations. I'm going to start with that first equation. I'm going to plug in my x and y values and see if it's true. So let's see. I've got x. Well, that's a -1. Let me switch colors here. X is a -1, and then we're going to add y, which is a -1. And that has to be equal to -2. And let's see, -1 plus -1, that's -2 is equal to -2. So yes, that checks out. -1, -1 is a solution to the first equation. Let's check the second one. Y, well, that's -1, is equal to 4 times x, well, that's a -1, plus 3. And let's see if that's true. -1 is equal to 4 times a -1 is a -4, plus 3, and -4 plus 3 is a -1. So -1 equals -1, and it's true. That point is the intersection of both lines, and it is a solution to both equations. All right, let's try number 3. We have standard form again, so I'm going to change standard form into slope-intercept form. Let's see, 3x plus y equals -3. We're going to subtract 3x from both sides, and that gives us y equals -3x minus 3. And then we can graph that. I know that my y-intercept is at -3, so I put that point there. And then the slope is -3 over 1. That's down 3, right 1, down 3, right 1. Down 3, right 1 is here. Okay, so then I can connect those 2 points. And let's see if we can get that. That looks like that's it right there. Okay, and then we're going to work on the second one, which is also standard form. So let's see what we can find here. We've got -2x plus y equals 2. And if I add 2x to both sides, I get y is equal to 2x plus 2. That means I'm going to cross the y-axis at +2. I'm going to go up 2, right 1. So there is a couple of points, and then I can draw that line. And it looks like, let's see, where are we going to cross here? Okay, so that point is right there. And let's see, it looks like my first line might be off a little bit. So let me see if I can change that. The tough part here is finding the intersection, and if you're off just a little on your angle, it makes our point off. And I think this line should cross right there. That's the point -1, 0, left 1 and up 0. So the only way to know for sure is to plug that point in and see if it makes both equations true. So let's do that. Let me get rid of some work over here so we can have some space. And okay, so I'm going to say 3 times x. Well, x is -1, plus y is 0, is equal to -3. And 3 times -1 is -3 plus 0 is -3. So that's true. It works out for the first equation. Let's check the second one. -2 times x, well, that's a -1, plus y, that's 0, is equal to 2. And negative 2 times negative 1, that's a positive 2, plus 0 is a positive 2, is equal to positive 2, and that's also true. So yeah, that is our point. That is the intersection or the solution to this system. Okay, let's try another one. Sketch the graphs of the linear equation of these two equations. So this system, again, I've got standard form, so I'm going to take 2x minus 3y is equal to 18. I'm going to put this in slope-intercept form by subtracting 2x. That gives me a negative 3y is equal to a negative 2x plus 18. And then I'm going to multiply by the reciprocal. So let's do that. We're going to multiply by a negative 1/3 on both sides. Negative 1/3. And when we do that, we get y is equal to negative 1/3 times a negative 2 is a positive 2/3 x plus 18 divided by a negative 1/3. That's a negative 18 divided by 3, and that's a negative 6. So I'm going to make this minus 6. Y equals 2/3 minus 6. That means I cross the y-axis at negative 6, and my slope means up 2, right 3. Okay, so there's our line. Let's see if we can get that as exact as possible. And through there, and okay, I think we're pretty good right there. The next equation, we have 2x plus y equals 2. So 2x plus y equals 2, and I'm going to subtract 2x. And that gives me y equals negative 2x plus 2. That means I'm going to cross the y-axis at a positive 2. And the negative 2 slope means down 2, right 1. So there's my next point. And then I can draw the line connecting those two. So let's see if we can get that one. Oh, yeah, it looks like it's going to cross right there. That's good news. I can see that we are crossing at this point right here, and that is the point 3, negative 4. 3, negative 4. Okay, last thing to do is just to check to see if that point makes both equations true. Since it's an intersection, it should. Let's find out, though, for sure. So I'm going to substitute 2 times x, that's a 3, minus 3 times y, that's a negative 4, is equal to 18. 2 times 3 is 6. Negative 3 times negative 4 is a positive 12. And let's see, 6 plus 12 is 18. 18 equals 18 is true. So it is a solution for that first equation. And let's do the other one. That's 2 times x is a 3 plus y, which is a negative 4, is equal to 2. So 2 times 3, that's 6 minus 4 equals 2. 6 minus 4 is 2. So 2 equals 2, and that is also correct. So that is the solution to our system. All right. Let's do one more just to make sure that we're good on these. Finally, slope-intercept form. Great, I don't have to change anything. So I'm going to look at this slope-intercept form. Well, the second one's slope-intercept form. I guess the first one is not. They fooled me. Y minus x equals 3. Well, I want this to be slope-intercept form, so I'm going to add x to both sides. And that gives me y equals x plus 3. Now I have slope-intercept form. I'm going to cross the y-axis at 3. The slope is 1, which means up 1, right 1, and that's our line. So this line, let me put it right through here. It's that. There we go. And then the second one is slope-intercept form already. So this line crosses at negative 2. Okay, so that's here. And then a negative 4 slope means down 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and right 1. So there's our point, and now we can draw the line connecting those two. And it looks like we intersect exactly at that point, which is -1, +2. -1, +2. And now we just have to check and see if that is the solution for both of these equations. So let's do that. Y minus x equals 3. Well, y is a 2, minus x is a -1, and that's equal to 3. The opposite of a -1 is a +1, so we have 2 plus 1 is 3 is equal to 3, and yes, the first one is a solution. And then for the second one, y, well, that's a 2, is equal to -4 times x, well, that's a -1, minus 2. So we have 2 is equal to -4 times -1 is a +4, minus 2, and 4 minus 2 is 2. So 2 equals 2 is true. That makes that also a solution for the second equation and the solution for our system. All right, that is lesson 25. I hope that helps. I'll see you again next time.